the way to the ring, the Women's Champions, Ivory and Ronda Rousey.
It's boss time! Here comes Sasha.
And their opponents, first, from Boston, Massachusetts, Sasha Banks.
Byron, it's always a treat to see Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks has her own swag, she's got her own confidence, and she knows how to back it up.
If there's a camera around, Sasha wants to be in front of it. If there's a spotlight out, she wants to be in the middle of it. Sasha Banks once stood in line for the opening of a refrigerator.
Corey, I don't understand what your issues are with Sasha Banks. She's one of the all-time greats.
Dare I talk to her?
Oh, this is awesome.
And her partner, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus, the first woman to main event a Monday Night Raw.
Plain and simple, she may be the single greatest female superstar to ever step foot in a WWE ring.
Yeah, a true trailblazer in the women's division. What a treat to see Trish Stratus in action here.
This is it. Tag team action underway here, guys.
You know what I like about her? She's approaching this match the same as she would if the title was on the line.
Ooh, what impact. Drop kick.
All the way up and around the world.
Ooh, nasty impact. Ooh. Beautiful technique. What a stomp.
Good grief.
Ooh, what impact. Oh, and a backbreaker.
Right to the spine.
Since the moment she arrived at WWE's Performance Center, Sasha Banks has been breaking through the glass ceiling on the way up the ladder of WWE. And an easy kick out from Ivory.
How in the world?
Oh, nasty impact.
Drop kick hits the mark.
Drop kick.
It hits the mark.
As you brought up, Michael, Sasha Banks has shot.
Oh, and she makes the tag.
And not a moment too soon, Michael.
Picture perfect drop kick. Also, Byron Charles Schultz hates you.
Nailed it. She goes for the cover. Trish Stratus with the early kick out.
That's too early for that.
Oh, man, what a strike.
During the rivalry between the Hardy Boys and Cesaro and Sheamus over the Raw Tag Team Championship, the teams became very familiar with one another. In June of 2017, the teams met in a 2 out of 3 falls bout on Monday Night Raw. The most important fall and
Going for broke.
I think Trish Stratus is in some trouble here.
Her and her partner aren't going to let this derail them, though. Well, she's looked good up until now. She just has to make sure not to absorb too much punishment here if she wants to get back into this thing.
The 2 out of 3 falls match that saw the Hardy Boys go at it with Cesaro and Sheamus was a throwback of sorts. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, championship title defenses and grudge matches were often decided in the 2 out of 3 falls format. Cesaro and Sheamus didn't waste any time and scored the decisive first fall after a brogue kick rocked Jeff Hardy.
Cesaro and Sheamus wanted to continue their domination of Team Extreme, but the Hardys had other ideas as Matt tied things up at 1 fall apiece after a twist of fate on the Swiss Cyborg. After a swanton bomb by Jeff Hardy, the match broke down and the 3rd fall was ruled a double countout.
In May of 2017, SmackDown Live saw an incredible women's tag team match when Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch squared off against welcoming committee members Natalya and Carmella. The rivalry between these women got so intense that Naomi was...
Ronda Rousey kicks out of the pin early. Not yet. I think only a group as treacherous as the welcoming committee could bring Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair back together. Natalya's power set the tone for the match and gave her team an advantage. That was until Carmella's overconfidence let the Irish lass kicker turn the tide and get back into the match. And then it was elementary from there for the Irish-born superstar.
Naomi did an excellent job of making sure any quote-unquote committee nonsense cost her girls the match. Once Becky Lynch got Carmella locked in the disarmor, there was nothing for the Staten Island Princess to do but to tap out. And it didn't take long for that to happen.
Ronda Rousey is, of course, one of the most famous athletes in the world. More so, she's one of the most famous stars in the world. And she got that way by beating people up and taking their arm.
Ooh! Oh, man, she's rolling now.
This might be it.
Oh, my. Adding to what Michael said about Ronda being a huge star, when she entered the WWE, that bright light and media attention that follows her really brought a spotlight to the women's evolution and its superstars.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of publicity, a lot of notoriety from stepping into Ronda's spotlight. But touching fists, that's different. It's always fun to go to the zoo until you fall into the lion's den. Rousey, case in point.
Oh! I think she's trying to prove a point here. What do you think Ivory needs to focus on right now? She's starting to feel the pressure here, fellas.
I don't know how much longer she can go on absorbing all this punishment. She needs to find a way to make it to her corner and make the tag.
Well, she really can't afford to take on too much more damage and still be able to execute effectively in there.
Oh, the double knees!
What impact!
What's going to happen now?
The window, she goes for the cover. And she kicks out.
She's still in this one.
We're looking at complete domination here.
Incoming!
Sasha Banks. Here's the switch. Trish Stratus is in.
And look at the quickness by Trish Stratus. Big elbow.
Ivory with a serious reason for concern. I don't think this is how she envisioned this tag team match going.
I think this one's over. Well, the good news for her is that it appears it's going to be over shortly.
What a clothesline! Ouch! Setting him up in position here on the second round. Tornado DDT!
Viking DDT.
Oh, nasty fall. Trish Stratus has this WWE Universe wrapped around her finger.
Incredible drop.
She's
Connects with a chick kick.
That's what makes her so dangerous.
She's clearly not getting paid by the hour. Sometimes you'll see a smile on Ronda Rousey's face, but that changes once she goes into combat mode, Corey.
Call the cops when Ronda's on the loose. She'll tell you she's not a wrestler or a fighter. Ronda's a martial artist.
Ronda Rousey's done playing.
Gotta be agonizing for the arm.
Here's her chance.
Not sure why, but she releases the hold.
I think she sensed her opponent was about to break free.
Byron, Corey described Ronda's judo philosophy, and with her extensive combat background, how does her past translate to competition in WWE? Ronda Rousey's done playing.
Harsh impact. Victory is on the horizon.
She's locked and loaded and taking no prisoners.
You can see the confidence just beaming from her right now.
And look at the quickness by Trish Stratus.
Taking on any more damage here could very well mean the beginning of the end. Sasha Banks is tagged in.
And now Sasha Banks heads up.
I don't think Trish should be showboating right now, but what do I?
Look at this.
She goes for the quick pin. Ronda Rousey kicks out of the pin early.
Gonna take more than that.
Good golly, what a knee.
Uh-oh, Sasha Banks is looking to end it.
She better do something fast. Sasha Banks needs to find a way.
What a tag team display.
Whenever tag team is on the docket, the mayhem multiplies. Here's the proof.
I just love it when the women put on a show like that one. You can see right here the moments that made this match a great one.
Here are your winners, Sasha Banks and Trish Stratus.
Another exciting tag team match in the books.
These two work so well together, Michael. I'd be surprised if they went their separate ways anytime soon.
What an effort we saw here. Truly a great